So before I begin, I want to say right now that this is more meant to spark discussion than anything. Some people may try to write it off as being tabloid, some may try to ignore it, and others might in outrage. But the main point of this video is to hopefully get people thinking, and possibly working to avoid past behavior. Remember, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Drama. It's everywhere. In the anime community, you've had Digibro and Double for Anime, the Pokemon community has Relisify, and the brewing community has Force News, FNGR, and Vita. And then you have the commentary community and its many branches. While I didn't follow the Kraut and Tea drama, I've been told that the skeptics have Liz the Reptile. No Bullshit has to be the most disliked person in the anti-SJW community, and the Neo-CC had the Alt-CC before Darkseid's returned, but now its most current drama seems to come into the form of Dylan Thomas and his CC Bloodsport server on Discord. 2017 was a really rough go for people in the Neo-CC, and I call that because not every commentator who uses the slideshow format knows who Ryan Rhino Mills or Dual Tones are. There was the rise of the Alt-CC, the fall of Illinois Guy 34, due to an abysmal trial and him doubling down to defend it. Dual Tones responding to a podcast about her in the worst way possible, the drama with Cam which I intend to make into a separate video, and the shitstorm that resulted in Smartass Burb saying black people are not oppressed. A lot of these dramas were avoidable, but let's say maybe, just maybe, egos and a failure to communicate caused them to get as big as they did. I feel that's a fair speculation, don't you? Even though these were the more prominent dramas from last year, people from the Neo would like to spin the narrative that commentaries made in 2017 were proof of more toxicity in the community than there actually was.
2017 was a shit show, let's not lie to ourselves. As far as the commentary community is concerned, we may have lost the way a bit. We may not be dead. Hell, I'll never see the community as dead unless literally everyone leaves the CC altogether and no one makes commentaries in our ballpark. However, after seeing how the community has acted in 2017, calling ourselves a community is maybe stretching it a bit. People constantly wanted drama to stir, fights to break out, and an outcry for the CC to change was never unheard. Let's just hope I'm among those this year. And when people started having vendettas against each other, it fucking showed.
I'd still like to know where Dual Tones got the impression that Kurome, Becca, and myself made our videos to pick fights. We did not. We saw flawed videos and felt like covering them, like any commentator would. Becca herself told me that the only reason she covered the video with Kurome was because she was bored and wanted something to do. I covered Jonah Smith because I sensed a hint of bias in Doodle's favor. On the 11th of March, Dual Tones made a video where she once again brought up small dramas after they had long since died down. I will now be responding to that.
I've wanted to make a video like this for some time now. Actually, I had a video like this made early last year but refused to make it public because of the timing of everything and how much I really wasn't confident in what I was saying while everyone was focused on me. But now that we have people like Silver letting his insecurities get in the way of his fun, Solar Fenrir talking about how the CC is in such a decline, and Dylan returning for the second time after saying he wanted to steer clear of the community to start a chat under the guise of wanting to start a discussion while actually just getting people to fight and start drama.
No, Dylan never said that the CC Bloodsport server was for debate.
I was serious when I told people that I was out of commentaries, I didn't want to be in there, the community is too controlling, people bicker too much, it's just chaos. It's organized chaos. I don't think I can make commentaries within this community because it's just so fucking dumb. It's so fucking autistic. It's just so fucking retarded. But there's a caveat to this. I've thought this over. I've already tried this before with a prototype episode, and I've got a new computer, so I've decided to go through with my old idea of doing an internet blood sports show targeting the CC. And this is what I really want to do. It's not really a debate. It's just like the internet blood sports that you may know that Mr. Medicare have been involved in recently. It's just people going in there to talk shit about something. So
you acknowledge what the server is for later on in your video, and this just makes you look intellectually dishonest. Please do not misinform your viewers. I'm not going to pretend like I agree with everything that goes on the server, or find every video they put out entertaining, but I went in with the knowledge that it was there to talk about paid drama and laugh at it. Sometimes we do have discussions on things other than the CC, but mostly it's just there for keks and roasting people.
I think I'm much more confident with what I'm about to say. The state of the community is actually not as bad as people like making it out to be.
True, the CC isn't as bad as it was last year, but what should people do in order to avoid it from becoming as bad as 2017, or even worse?
Let me explain. Last year was hell. Last year had straight up drove people away and deterred people from wanting to be a part of the community. People were toxic to one another, making videos out of sheer malice and overall wanting to tear each other down instead of merely debating, correcting, or giving criticism.
Doodle here doesn't cite any examples of toxic behavior from last year. I, however, have no such reservations, and can name a person who has and continues to make videos out of spite and pettiness. Mad Plushie got negative attention in 2016 for responding to FNJR in defense of Lily Pete. The video was so bad that it got put on Solar Fenrir's video for worst videos of 2016. Then in 2017, when hashtag Respect the Artist was going on, Plushie would repeatedly hop the fence saying who was in the right and who wasn't, and people called him a drama whore for trying to insert himself into something he had no business being a part of. There's also the fact that he made videos on me, Ephraim Josine, and the Anti-Bernie Brigade, because he was holding grudges against us at the time, which was something he did prior to joining the CC. And even if he wants to claim that he's changed since then, well, the video I'm about to show you convinces me that he hasn't. Josh Scorcher had a falling out with Vita, throwing Vita out of his Discord server and cutting ties with him. To get back at Josh, Vita put up Josh's assets on his Tumblr for all of his followers to see. Plushie, of course, made a little video referencing their falling out, and I'll be playing that video in its entirety now.
Hello everyone, I am the Fiery Joker, and recently we had a bad boy trying to mess with our pride and joy lightning bliss by writing malicious lies about it. Yeah? Oh, is that so? He did other things that I totally have proof for. Just let me go get them. And always remember, guys, gun control is stupid because football gives people concussions. And Mad Plushie gives Fiery Joker a little kiss on the cheek.
To the best of my knowledge, Plushie had no involvement in this drama. He simply follows Vita on Discord and wanted to take the piss out of Josh. Now I bring this up because it's repeated behavior from Plushie, inserting himself in the drama he had no business in, and making videos to spite one side while trying to appeal to the other. And there's also this comment in regards to why the video has so many dislikes. Even if that's true, it should show you viewers that Plushie is still behaving in a spiteful manner towards people. And before he says this was before he rejoined the CC, it doesn't matter, it's still proof that you haven't changed your behavior since last year. There are other people in the CC who are kind of toxic. Nihilistic Snake, who caused a huge shitstorm over saying he would dox someone for making a joke about him. And Mindhouse Sync, who's their own special ball of cancerous crazy. Lastly, while I can't find any confirmation that Gem of 99 is coming back to the CC, I've heard nothing but negative and disturbing things about him.
Dramas were starting left and right, and it just made being in the community not fun anymore. However, what I can give 2017 credit for, though, is most of the people who left last year were the toxic ones who are driving people out of this community.
Again, you don't cite examples. Who were the toxic people, and who were the people driven out of the CC last year? From what I remember, the only people that were driven out of the CC were the F team, and that was largely due in part to the drama connected to Ernie or Illinois 34, and how people were still holding drama against him. In my eyes, it's rather unfair to judge many based on the actions of one. Sort of like when Just a Robot tried to claim that FNJR's feud with Mr. Medicare was a representation of how bad the Neo-CC was, when FNJR isn't even a commentator.
So you challenged Dylan, and he chickened out. But do you know what would have been much worse? If he was the one who challenged you, also asked if he could bring friends to the debate, set up a place, time, and everything, and still chickened out. Imagine if someone did that. Oh wait, we don't need to, because someone from the Neo-CC already did that.
All the comments on Twitter and in the comment section of YouTube videos. We've decided to fuck off, Mang. Have a nice day. This is within 24 hours of agreeing to all his demands, giving him the time he wanted, allowing him to bring people with him, and he decides not to do it. Alright, so here's my official answer. I'm bitching out. You've defeated Mighty 4chan Man.
But the old CC is still much worse than the Neo-CC.
Or for a more recent example, Cyphin and Seriously Isaac wanted to spin the narrative that the Slideshow CC is bad because some commentators still use anime characters instead of their own OCs, and behaved as if Ken and myself were representations of what the Slideshow commentary community is like. Even when Jonah Smith, myself, and Sketch2B countered these claims, Cy and Isaac doubled down and focused mostly on me.
I guess if you wanted to get technical, this year also had a kid who was trying to push rape allegations, but I think it's safe to say that wasn't that big, as no one took him seriously given the person the kid was claiming rape on is asexual, was the opposite physical sex of what the kid was claiming the rapist to be, and is more than likely not even in the same state as the kid is in the first place.
She's referring to previous commentary target, Robert Gaylord. Sadly, I was involved in that whole shitstorm on Twitter, but left the kid to be irrelevant when he admitted that he'd made the whole thing up, just to ruin Doodle's reputation on YouTube. Hopefully his pitiful attempts to justify his behavior, and continued pleas for attention, have taught the community to ignore Robert and children like him in future.
Would I bring up things to critique the CC for? I mean, yeah, even now I could bring back up that man sitting at a table drinking coffee with a clear intent on baiting people into a fruitless debate that he's gonna stick to his guns on, regardless of what you could actually bring up to him. He doesn't want a discussion. The chat's called Commentary Community Blood Sports. He just wants people there to fight for his amusement.
So then why did you get into the chat was for debate at the start of your video? I would also like to point out that Mad Plushie has gone into the Bloodsports chat at least 9 or 10 times. He goes into the server, acts like an ass for attention, gets triggered when people start roasting him, and runs out there reading his head off. It got to the point where I had to tell other chats what Plushie was doing, and that it felt like he was trying to get attention every time he popped in there. If you need confirmation on Plushie's behavior, I'm pretty sure YouTube Dude was active maybe the 5th or 6th time Plushie was in there.
Oh hey, criticisms of the CC are great? What an amazing concept! Yeah, strange, right? Now here's the weather. Now, for question number 2, are these issues that actually are important to focus on? And once again, the answer is yes and no. If the CC is actually in a state where nobody is having fun and people are actively leaving because of how unwelcoming and toxic the community is getting, I can understand why people would bring up problems. It shows they care about the community and want to see it flourish into something bigger and better than it's ever been. Oh, wait, what's that? You mean to tell me that most CC rants stem from a place of malice and typically come from people who don't even give the slightest rat's ass about the community and think disassociating yourself from it will help it get better? Well then, why the fuck do they care? Moreover, why should we care about what they have to say?
The last generic CC rant I heard was from Chambers of My Heart. After that, the only recurring example I can think of would be the Metal Blade 5. Whether he was whining about Rim Wars taking out of context and starting a shitstorm of a bandwagon, whining that Montcalm, Dual Jones, and Annabeth Whitehead ruined his life, or claimed that Renegade Master and myself were stalking and slandering him without proof. Addressing the second part of your question, Doodle, former members of your community are bitter because either they feel they were treated unfairly, or because while they may admit that it wasn't as bad as it was last year, no one on your side cares how bad it still is, or cares enough to try and fix things. There are other reasons, but those are the ones I feel I can actually speak on.
The black oppression argument, anyone? Like, Ryan was originally poking fun at smartass burps, piss poor wording on Twitter. Dylan's the one that turned it into a full-fledged argument on a goddamn video game stream.
I don't feel the fact that this happened on a gaming stream should hold any weight against Dylan doing a commentary in response to what was said. I mean, Pondit Sprocket's done commentaries on live streams. Would you say she shouldn't have made those videos? I feel that's all I have to say here, as I've covered the dramas and related issues that feel relevant enough to warrant this video. Overall, what do I think of the state of the CC? While I do feel that it's fairly calm now, can we safely say that it will stay that way for the remainder of 2018 and beyond? It all depends on whether or not people are willing to sit down, talk about problems in the community, and actually work to improve them, and not repeat behavior from last year. Or we could just all sit on our butts and watch the world burn. Personally, while I do agree that there's still a lot of drama within the CC, it doesn't mean I'm not enjoying the ride until it comes to an unforeseeable end. Anyways, this is Night Die saying thanks for listening, and please share your thoughts with me.